Australia is hoping to kick a very big goal for women's sport and host the Women's World Cup in 2023. The federal government says it will financially back Football Federation Australia to put together a bid proposal. At the announcement today was Emma Highwood. She's the head of Community Football Development and Women's Football at the FFA, and Scott Rollinson is here in the studio with me too to tease out the details. Emma, great to have you in the studio. What was the mood at the announcement today? A sense of positivity around this bid?
Absolutely, a lot of positivity. We had a lot of Matildas there, ex-Matildas, future Matildas that we could be playing in this tournament. So yeah, I mean, it was great to have the PM back football, and there was a lot of great energy in the room.
You managed to get them all in scarves today, Emma.
Absolutely.
They'll have those in a few years to come. What are the key markers? The Prime Minister and the Sports Minister saying $1 million now and $4 million to come. What do you need to tick off to get that extra $4 million?
So we need to ensure that the bid progresses quite well within the next 6 months. We'll be setting up a bid team, we'll be engaging internationally, and from there we'll be able to unlock further investment. We feel like we've got a great chance. In fact, we wouldn't have actually put our hat in the ring if we didn't think we had a good chance to win this World Cup. We have 273,000 girls that play our game. We have gone into the 10th season of the W League, and you know the Matildas, are endeared by the whole Australian public, particularly after bowing out in Rio in the way that they did and playing the way that they do. So women's football is in really good shape, and we feel like we'll be a really good, safe pair of hands, but provide a great opportunity to grow the game here in Australia.
So what is taken into consideration during these bid processes? Not only facilities, of course, but is it numbers of people engaged in the game? Is it the way in which the public engages with the sport in the host country? What sort of aspects do you need to show that Australia would be the right place?
Sure, I mean, obviously infrastructure is one, but from a FIFA perspective, it's also about what impact it will have on the game in a particular country. So Canada hosted, and from there they were able to leverage a great legacy around the participation, broader community engagement, professionalism of the women's game, unlocking commercial revenue. And Australia, we're ranked about 8th in terms of the Matildas. We've had a really great, decade of success at an international level, but there's a lot of opportunity for us to grow the game here in Australia, and it's getting more competitive in women's sport, and we're in an international game. We can provide girls with the opportunity to play our game in the Olympics and at an international stage as well.
Emma, Qatar aren't likely to bid for this one, are they? I guess that's the big question people will be asking with the men's bid that cost $40 million plus, and what went on through that with FIFA, and I guess the scandal that went along with it. Can people have confidence that the taxpayer dollar that goes into this bid, whoever is announced it, will be done in a fair and just way?
Absolutely, and I think FFA have said for a while that we'd be interested in hosting a World Cup for women, but only when we felt that FIFA had greater transparency and greater integrity. And they have a general secretary who's female, has spent 21 years in the UN. FIFA looks very different today than it did during the period when we bidded previously.
What's the overall cost? Today I know Stephen Lowy, the president, was saying that about the federal government funds, but from an FFA point of view, is there a number that you will have to put forward to make this happen? Sure.
I mean, obviously we're providing an additional $1 million from our own investment to get into this bid, and obviously throwing the weight behind it from staff at FFA as well. We have a broad football community, and in order to win this bid, we're going to have to really engage our football community to get behind the bid.
So it'll be $1 million FFA, potentially $5 million federal government will be the end pool.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah.
And who might we be up against? Do you know that at this stage?
We know that Japan have shown some interest, and we know that there will be potentially a bid from South America, but it's early days. We're actually the first country to put our hat in the ring and provide a real commitment to bidding for 2023.
Is it too early to talk about where might get a game?
Look, I think it is. I mean, we're at the beginning of that journey. What we're looking for is not just the facilities, but whether the community engagement that goes around with that as well. So that's going to be a key criteria for us.
Emma Highwood, great to have you in the studio. Thanks so much for popping in right off a flight from Canberra. Really appreciate it. Thanks so much. And Scott, see you in about half an hour. See you soon.